Like this video, share this video, comment, you know what I mean? Give my viewers a second to tap in, but as you can see, Try Game merch, you know what I mean? Pink edition, you know what I mean? Y'all see the description. Offset situation. Now, Offset, he been going through it. Like ever since him and Cardi, you know what I mean, like really split this time and the divorce shit going on from him having tax issues, we already know, you know, with Takeoff and just shit in general, really since Takeoff. We'll say that really since Takeoff passed, like shit been real different and spooky for Offset, you know what I mean? Thank you. Shit been real spooky for Offset, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times our darkest times happen when we already going through dark moments, you know what I mean? Like it seemed like if it ain't one thing, it's another, you know what I mean? Like you damn near tell yourself like, okay, what else can happen worse than the shit that I'm going through, you know what I mean? So him and the guy who he got into the altercation with as far as verbally is another rapper out of New York named Lil TJ, you know what I mean? And he was posterized as far as, you know, he got shot hella times years ago, a robbery attempt and all of that shit. But if anybody remember years ago, right, he had did a video where he's saying that he had ran into Offset in a casino somewhere and Offset was gambling. He was too, and Offset borrowed like 10 bands from him or some shit like that. But he never like gave it back or whatever. So I guess he ran into Offset again. We're not saying he shot somebody or anything or whatever, but we just going at why he verbally feel the way he feel about Offset, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he said they was in the casino. Offset was losing, and Offset approached him like, you know what I mean? Because they already somewhat knew of each other. Like, hey, let me borrow. You know, it's kind of like, I mean, well, I come from where like if you gambling, you really only ask a nigga who know you like that, who you fuck with. Like if you down and you got your homie or somebody around you, like, hey man, let me borrow 500 or something, I'll give it back. Woo, 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 woo. But Lil TJ, he said he didn't really know him like that. Like they knew of each other, but not enough to where you can borrow 10 bands type shit or whatever. So all y'all in here, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. But Offset just seemed like he just can't really catch a break ever since Takeoff passed away, you know what I mean? And shit like that that's been going on, you know? And a lot of shit be self-inflicted situations that we as far as humans don't really take accountability for it, you know what I mean? Like we'll blame everybody else but ourselves instead of checking ourselves and saying like what we could have did better and shit like that or whatever. So I guess they finally ran back into each other, you know, TJ shit, or not even just him, but maybe it's somebody in his entourage. Like you gonna be like, hey, you know what I mean? Because, you know, people will borrow some shit from you and act like they never borrowed it. You know what I mean? Like a damn near play crazy type shit. Like try to spin it on you like, man, you tripping. Like, how the fuck am I tripping? Like, nigga, I let you borrow 10 stacks. Nigga, like I won down. You was the one down and out. You approached me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like somebody borrowed money from you. And then when they tell you Thursday, they gonna pay you back this on a Monday, and they like, all right, Thursday, I got you. And then Thursday come, you might shoot a little text like, hey, what's up? You forgot about me? And then they text, but ain't nobody forgot about that little weak ass $500. You know what I mean? Now everything weak and little when it comes to you not paying the person back on time type shit. You know what I mean? So 10,000. I know people who get their head cracked over $50, $100. You know what I mean? $200. You know what I mean? 10 bands will get you sent to the upper room. You'll be going to Ray's boom boom room like Martin and Ray and them said on the movie Life. You know what I mean? That'll get you fucked over for real. So I guess they finally ran into each other. Words probably was exchanged and all of that or whatever. And next thing you know, the nigga Offset laid on the ground. You know what I mean? And Offset, he know it's certain unspoken rules. It's damn near invisible rules when it comes to this type shit. Like, for one, man, straighten your hand. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what straighten your hand meaning, like if you owe or you know what I mean? Or you late on something, like, man, straighten your hand, man. Go on to get that situation right, because you never know when you might need that situation again. Yo, what's up, my G? What you think about our vice president, JD Vance? I mean, that's a little off the subject, but like, I respect you asking that question. Dang, baby, you fine as fuck. I appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know. I have to investigate that vice president shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I really ain't tapped in on JD Vance like that. Like, Trump, I'm tapped in on, but like the vice president, like, I really ain't tapped in on him like that. So let me investigate some shit or whatever. But put me on game in the chat though. Like, what you got a problem with him about? You know what I mean? Put it in the chat. But like, yeah, I have to tap in more and investigate and see what you talking about on what this nigga did. You know what I mean? Or what you disagree with as far as him being a vice president. But yeah, Offset, you know, like I said, he just probably feel like he can't catch a break. You know what I mean? And then like, it's like more money, more problems type shit. Like when you got a lot on your plate as far as like when you a millionaire and all that shit or whatever, you know what I mean? And you like a millionaire legally, you always got somebody trying to steal from you or trying to figure out a way to get money out of you. There's always something going on. If it ain't just people trying to borrow money, you know what I mean? You got people trying to steal and all type of shit. So you got to really pay attention to a lot of shit, you know what I mean? And if you mentally weak, it can exhaust you, you know what I mean? Like where you talking this, I want to give up shit, like the shit that we see with celebrities and all that shit or whatever. And we be like, why they talking like that or whatever? Because mentally they be exhausted. You got to watch your accountant, your manager, you know what I mean? A movie role might not be right. You know what I mean? Or just all type of shit that go on, you know what I mean? Responsibilities that a lot of people say they're ready for, but in reality, you're not ready for. You just thinking about the money and, oh, I'm a millionaire and all that shit. But Offset, to me, it seemed like since Takeoff passed away, you know what I mean? Shit just been real spooky, not just for him, but for Quavo too, you know what I mean? Like, when we watch these celebrities go through what they go through, you know what I mean? And they be in certain situations, a lot of us tell ourselves that, you know, we wouldn't be in that type of situation. Like, you'll have somebody saying right now, Offset got shot, and people say, well, Takeoff died from gambling. You know what I mean? So it's like, just because of somebody died from macaroni and cheese, I don't supposed to eat macaroni and cheese no more. You know what I mean? Like, we can't, you know, people say weird shit. You can't look at life like that just because of somebody got paralyzed from a horse. Now you don't fuck with horses. You don't want your kids, or you don't, you know what I mean, to get on a horse because of your own paranoia about certain shit. You know what I mean? So you hear some people saying, Takeoff died from gambling. Why is you gambling? It's like, come on, man, that's not even realistic. Like, we all humans, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you don't like, somebody else like. And what you like, somebody else might not like. It's not meant for us to all be the same. You know what I mean? If that's the case, the world would be even more screwed than what it already is right now. You know what I mean? So me personally, you can't never tell a person how to go about their hustle, but I ain't never been no person who, like, I ain't saying like he down and out as far as what he, you know, trying to hit the casino to come up. But like, I ain't never been big on of giving away the money and I'm trying to stack the money. You know what I mean? Like, nah, have I ever made it rain in clubs and shit like that? Yeah, many moons ago when that shit was like really like that, where it was that type of environment, tops and bottoms in the city. Yeah, a nigga used to go crazy in there and several other spots and shit. But and when I say the city, I'm talking about 216. Anybody from the 216 know what tops and bottoms used to be. You feel me? That bitch was like baby Atlanta. But you know, I know that nigga probably feel like he can't catch a break. You know what I mean? People saying he fell off musically. Music ain't really hitting the same no more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I just feel like this. Sometimes we just need to Musa, turn everything off, social media, TV, whatever it is, and just really regroup. And you know what I mean? Just really regroup, you know what I mean? And Musa, like, get shit back on track, you know what I mean? A lot of us, we always be like, man, I know what's good for me. I know what's healthy for me. I know what ain't healthy for me. But it's like, do we really know? You know what I mean? Because people try to act like they naive to shit until it happens. You know what I mean? Like, certain environments and shit people can avoid, but they choose to just be ignorant to the shit and just, you know, go with the ignorance, and then you get caught up in some shit. You know what I mean? Now you want sympathy from the public. You know what I mean? And little TJ, he ain't hiding his feelings. He all on the fucking, the news was waiting on him. He on some Tupac shit. Like when he got out the county, when Pac was just spitting and saying whatever, going crazy and all that type shit. Like that's what he basically was doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just, you know, like fuck that nigga. He a rat. He a snitch and woo-de woo woo-de woo 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 and all that shit. Like, you know, this social media shit has its benefits, but then it has its downfall moments too. You feel me? Like where motherfuckers just want to show their ass. Like it seems like don't too many people know how to act no more now. Social media is worse than cigarettes and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got everybody a Power Ranger. This nigga a gangster. This nigga is first ballot Hall of Fame of not liking snitches. Like everything is all about shock value and shit like that now. You know what I mean? Like, what can I say to shit on this person? You know what I mean? Like, and like I say, I'm not here defending Offset and I'm not against Offset. You know what I mean? The whole reason why I'm talking on this topic is to basically say a lot of shit could be avoided, man, if we just move different, man. Motherfuckers out here shaking ass, loose as hell in the streets. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers got to do better, man. You know what I mean? Like, it always takes for some shit to happen for somebody to be like, man, I got kids, man. I got a family to look after, man. I can't be, you know what I mean? How you can see all of that before the situation even happened. Like, it's like, and then niggas be rolling places solo or don't have nobody around them. You getting that shit solo, like, or whatever the fuck, like, yes, hiring bodyguards is expensive. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like some people feel because we hear that they making millions, you know what I mean? They be like, man, what's it to pay somebody 500 or a certain amount of money an hour, you know what I mean? For your protection, you know what I mean? For your life, you know what I mean? Ain't no value on that. But just as well as normal people can be stingy with money, millionaires can be stingy too. Millionaires don't like paying nobody. That's why we always hear these stories about actors and rappers and certain people complain about they ain't got paid yet. You know what I mean? Because in the world of rich people, you stay rich by holding on to shit. You know what I mean? And being tight and stingy and all this shit or whatever. You know what I mean? You got some people like us who, you know what I mean, had street money. And we don't look at it like that. Like I said, to me, you can say what you want to say about a drug dealer, a trapper, whatever the fuck you want to say, but like, we damn near more kinder than the motherfuckers we all see on TV. And we do way more, you know what I mean, for the community as far as, we ain't talking about the drug part, but we talking about as far as breaking bread and not being stingy and don't mind helping people. You know what I mean? Like, entertainers are way more stingier than that nigga who getting money that you know about, who, as long as you ain't burn your bread with them and you got a good report, they'll help you out to a certain degree. They'll buy this, they'll do certain things. We shouldn't just be glorifying fucking rappers and athletes like normal people in the streets. Not saying that just doing illegal shit street, but like just everyday society, normal people, like they don't uplift and bless people too. You know what I mean? It can have a changing effect on someone's life. You know what I mean? They're actually more kinder than the people we see on TV every fucking day. You know what I mean? So Offset, I ain't gonna sit here and say, because it seemed like every week a rapper dying or getting shot and shit like that. Like it don't even hold shock value no more. Like even when it happened, I ain't jump on the story right away. Like, you know, at Tribe Gang TV, we don't really be jumping on shit right away because everything ain't official. You know what I mean? Like some shit just be clickbait. You know what I mean? Like for you to just click on it to get their page rolling or just whatever in general. But you know what I mean? Like we like to make sure it's legit first, and then, you know what I mean, we throw our 2 cents in on the shit. But like I said, Offset, Platinum Records, you know what I mean, had highs and lows of the game. You know what I mean? They say he was putting the beats on somebody because anybody know Offset ain't no bitch now. You know what I mean? Like he, you know what I mean? Like it's documented. You know what I mean? Even in jail, you know what I mean? Him putting hands on motherfuckers, him falcon punching people and shit like that. So. You know what I mean? Sometimes a person can go so long without getting in some shit that you'll damn near forget at one time. They like Offset was like at one time like the least favorite Migo. Like as far as like it seemed like he just was damn near like a flesh and bone type. Like you knew of him, but you know what I mean? Like it's like he in the beginning stage, it was like something was always going on with him, but he either went around because he was on papers or he was locked up. So Quavo was damn near what they considered like the Beyonce of the fucking group. You know what I mean? Even though Takeoff was a better lyricist and always has been, but Takeoff didn't really like to talk like that. You know what I mean? Quavo was the one doing all the talking and shit. Even when they all together in the group, like Quavo seemed like he just the one who do a lot of the talking. You know what I mean? But Offset was the least popular member, end up becoming the more popular member. You know what I mean? Especially when he dropped Bad and Bougie and shit like that or whatever. And really pretty much from there, he been, you know, really holding his own and shit like that. So, like I say, man, you know, hope niggas tighten up and get their shit together. Not saying like, you know, a nigga junkie, but as far as on how you moving out here, like you can't be moving loose as hell. You know what I mean? You can't be shaking ass in the street. And that don't just apply to a woman, that applies for a man if you moving loose in the streets. You know what I mean? We call that you shaking ass. So Paris, what it do, family? What's up? So yeah, man. Lil TJ putting it out there. He not hiding his feelings. He talking about fuck Offset, he'll snitch and all of that shit. And like I say, people gotta remember this, you know what I mean? When it comes to money, you know what I mean? Because I be reading the comments and people be saying shit like, oh man, you know, Pooh Shiesty stupid and or this person stupid. You know what I mean? Listen, you ain't never been in no situation where you got 10 M's literally just off a signature right in front of your face. Like people really amaze me by saying what's stupid. And then when you look at their background, like people just dumb, dog. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like a lot of motherfuckers who just be on the net just stupid as hell from the comments, just the normal people. Like the comments you read, just the shit people say, that's like somebody coming on my channel right now trying to tell me how I should record, but they don't even got a fucking channel. Then when you click on their page, they ain't got no subscribers, had their page 13 years type shit, and you ain't posted not one fucking material. You don't got nothing going for yourself, but you working at Wendy's or some shit. You know what I mean? So people need to stay in their fucking place, bro, and stay in your lane financially and conversation level wise. Like if you ain't got no investments and all you do is wake up and you're an armed couch type person, whether you're a female or a male, sit your po ass down and stay in your fucking place. You don't need to be on the net trolling. You don't need to give advice. You need to figure out your own situation. And that's what I realized about like the more subscribers you get and shit like that, like you come with a lot of poor-minded motherfuckers, like for real. Like if you ain't got nothing going for yourself, and what I mean by going, like you don't got merch, like you just go through the internet just fucking with people. You the one with the fucking problem. You need to really do some serious sitting in the corner, talk to God or whatever it is you believe in. You're a Buddhist, I don't give a fuck what you believe in. And get your own self and reevaluate yourself. Like if you got time to make fake pages, troll, you delusional as fuck and you need to be evaluated because you can't have a girl, or if you're a woman, you can't have a man. Like you just by yourself. Don't nobody love your ass like that because you burnt all your bridges. And if you trolling and making false pages and doing all that type of shit, then you could pretty much see why a nigga family don't fuck with them because you a loser. Like, who the fuck goes on people's page and try to tell them what they should do, but you ain't even done none of it. You ain't even scratched the surface of a goal your ass supposedly said you was gonna complete. So if you are not a goal completer, get your raggedy ass off my shit and go to somebody else. You got niggas on here dressed like African and Egyptians and shit with fake gold and all that shit on and all. There's plenty more other motherfuckers who you can tap in on and shit like that or whatever. Just skip past this shit because at Tribe TV, we don't tolerate that shit. Like, stay in your fucking place as a broke ass motherfucker who live with your bitch, who if your bitch kick you out, you fucked. You know what I mean? This ain't the page for you. It's kind of like what Finesse said. If your ass ain't got $30 in your pocket, why you stopping on this page? Keep scrolling, motherfucker. Go on to somebody who more your level. Don't stop at this page. You know what I mean? So Offset, you know what I mean? We know he gonna recover. You know what I mean? It's already photos of him, you know what I mean, out there or whatever. We know he gonna recover and all that shit. But like I say, man, tighten up your surroundings and your situation, man. You know what I mean? You know, you can't be loose as hell out there. Cause even if you was a street nigga and you had a name in the streets, you know what I mean? You know you got to move cautiously. You know what I mean? You can't be out here just shaking ass, you know what I mean? Because if a person feel you ain't cut like that, meaning like they feel they could do something to you and not feel no repercussions when they do it, then they gonna try, you know what I mean? But if you owe money from gambling or you just owe in general, clean your face, man. You know what I mean? Like, you will feel a lot better about yourself because you never know when you might need that person again. You know what I mean? So Offset situation with Lil TJ, if you ain't familiar, tap in with that shit. Lil TJ making that shit. Like I said, he on some Tupac shit when Pac got out of jail, when he was spitting all on motherfuckers and fuck this, fuck that. That's how he came out. Like, fuck Offset, he'll rap, woo, 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 woo. And like I say, when you borrow money from somebody and then you play crazy, a person got a right to speak and say and feel how they want to feel because of you made it that way. I looked out for you, and then you want to try to play crazy like I ain't look out for you. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Basically, fuck whatever comes with you. You know what I mean? That's very understandable because this generation too, as far as people definitely like to play crazy. You know what I mean? Like just last week, you weren't asking me to, you know, allegedly front you a sack type shit. Now, you know what I mean? You got the money for the sack. You want to act like just last week you wasn't in my DM begging for me to allegedly front you a sack. So it's like, get the fuck on with that fake shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't live for people. I don't give a fuck what nobody got going on. I don't give a fuck if we used to talk and we don't talk. You know what I mean? Like, that don't mean I got beef with you, but it's just like, I ain't in no club of trying to make sure a person, like I keep my face card clean with you because of what somebody else say. You know what? Fuck you and the person you heard it from. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna stand on it because I'm just that type of nigga. I'm gonna stand on what I stand on. But Offset, you know what I mean? Tighten up, my nigga. Get your shit right. You know what I mean? You know, niggas got hella kids out here, especially you niggas. So, you know what I mean? They need you despite the ups and downs and shit like that. But, you know, get back, you know what I mean, to the lab. You know what I mean? You niggas be in situations y'all shouldn't even be in. You know what I mean? You supposed to be in a studio somewhere listening to beats or some shit, or at the crib just listening to beats trying to, you know what I mean? I don't know. And then we can't say niggas only got rap going on. You know, some niggas invested in real estate. Like, they be having other businesses and shit that we don't know about. But it's like, put your time into that shit. You know what I mean? Gambling, being out solo with no security, is going to lead to somewhere bad. You feel me? But we living in a time now where dudes is poor hustling, meaning like they robbing, burglary, and all that shit. Study, putting in the work themselves. They on some take type shit. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? He just got to tighten up and shit like that. But like this video, share, comment, subscribe, Tribe Gang TV. You know what I mean? Just wanted to tap in and throw my little 2 cents on that Offset shit. And like I say, I fuck with Offset for real. Like, I ain't just saying this because a nigga got shot or no shit like that, but like, Offset was like really like one of my favorite Migos. Like I say, take off that nigga as far as spitting and shit, but like Offset was like really like my favorite Migo for real. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, tighten up, get it together. Tribe Gang TV. You know what I mean? I am gonna start back doing Tribe Sports. I ain't did that shit in a while, but you already know the playoffs tapping in. Finna tap in the playoffs. I know I don't be promoting my 420 brand like that. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm finna start back getting on my shit. 420 brand, ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? I still got this for your bitch. You know what I mean? Yes, I still do. Thongs, whatever you want to call them, motherfuckers. We got the crotchless. This booty belong to Tribe Gang. We got the crotchless joints for the bitches. I mean, for the women. I'm sorry, y'all. You know what I mean? Tap in with your boy. Tribe Gang TV. Tribalist Effect. Remember, it's finna be summertime. Weather finna break. You know what I mean? White t-shirt summer. You know, I already know white t-shirt, though they can see everything that you got going on through there. Tribalist Effect. 30-day supply. 2 capsules a day. Testosterone booster and a lot of other things. Like, comment, subscribe, Tribe Gang TV. We out.